Mrs. Heisey here. Today I am going to show you how to start to assemble your pallet sign. I'm going to do steps number 3 and 4 in this video. So step number 3 says sand all of your boards until they are smooth. Make sure to go with the grain. Well, by this point you should have grabbed the boards that you are going to use for your little pallet sign, and you're going to lay them out in the order that you want them to be in. I recommend laying them out exactly the way you want them, then flipping them all over and starting from the top to the bottom. Make sure that you write your name. And I'm going to actually do this with a Sharpie so you can see in the video. All right? And I'm just simply putting my name on here and then writing a number in order. So I would have Heisey 1, Heisey 2 would go underneath that one, and then Heisey 3 would go underneath this. Okay, these are going to be the back of my boards. I do not need to worry about sanding those back sides. Now, you're going to do a 3-step sanding process. We're going to start out with what's called an 80 grit sandpaper. That's a rougher sandpaper, and that's going to get all the scratches or any other types of things that you don't want on the face of your board. To find the palm sanders, if you look behind me in the big tool closet, there's a whole bunch of them that are down there. All the palm sanders should have 80 grit sandpaper on them. If it's breaking or tearing, let me know. I will be happy to give you a new sheet to place on here. So when you do this, a couple things. Got to remember safety, hair pulled back, glasses to cover your eyes. To use the palm sander, you're just going to have to go ahead and make sure that you plug it in. The switch is right here on the front, and you're going to sand with the grain. So whatever way the lines, the grain of your wood are going, you want to make sure that you go with that. You're going to sand the face, the edges, and the ends. All right, so you'll start with the palm sander, the 80 grit. Once you get that fairly smooth, then you're going to move on to the hand sandpaper. These, the boxes for sandpaper and the sanding blocks, will be located in that empty spot down by where the palm sanders are. Now, I already went ahead and sanded these other boards for the purpose of this video, and you guys not having to watch it. But then the next part, I'm going to hand sand. I'm going to take a 120 grit. Now, how do I know what numbers they are? The 120 is written right on the back here. And then our last one we're going to do is a 220, and it's on the back of these. So you're basically, if you would like to use a sanding block, take this, wrap it around there, and then we're just going to go nice and smooth, again, along with the grain. Get your edges, get your ends. Like I said before, I pre-sanded all this stuff so I don't have to work too hard. All right, and then my very last one, I'm going to touch up with the 220. How do you know if your boards are ready? You should be able to run your fingers across the top and not feel the grain. If you can feel the grain, then you're going to want to sand some more. And the reason I say that is grain on the wood, it can be beautiful. However, it is kind of rigidy and lumpy. So when we put our vinyl over the top of this, if it's not a flat surface, there's a possibility that paint could get underneath your stencil when you place that on here. All right, so now that I have everything sanded, feel free to come up and ask the teacher if it's good enough. I'll give you my honest opinion. If it is, great. If it's not, I'm going to say do a little bit more. That is your choice, your grade. All right, step number 4, it says get 2 strips of wood and place on the back side of your boards. Mark where you are going to drill your nail holes with a pencil. Use a coping saw to cut the strips if they're too long. Up in the front of the class by the teacher's desk, there will be a bucket that has a whole bunch of wooden scrap strips in there like this. This is how we're going to get our pallet sign to stick together. So I'm going to flip my boards over, and this is where having them written in the right order works out great. So I'm going to line them up the way that I want them, just like this. I'm going to take one of these boards and I'm going to place it on the back. One closer to the left, the other one can be closer to the right. I'm going to give myself about, I want to say, a half of an inch to an inch away from the edge. And I'm going to mark on here where I want to cut. Now, nobody's really ever going to see this, so if it's not straight, it's not the end of the world. Do the same thing for my other one. All right, so I'm going to need to cut these 2 pieces, and then these will just be scrapped. If they're smaller than 6 inches, I say just throw it away. If it's longer than that, you can probably put it back in the barrel or the bucket, and somebody else can use it for another time. When we go to cut these, you are going to need to get a coping saw. This is a coping saw. You're going to need a vise. Do not hold this in your hand and try to cut it. You will cut yourself or hurt yourself or ruin your project. So we're just going to open the vise. I'm going to stick my material inside of here, having the line where I want to cut about a 1/2 inch outside. Then I'm going to use my coping saw, and I'm going to pull back to get it started, and then I just simply push back and forth. It cuts really easy. This is good thin wood. It's a soft wood. Grab my next piece, place this inside of here, lock that in there snug. Grab my coping saw, pull back a couple times, keeping my hands out of the way. Make sure your fingers are nowhere near. All right, now if you have little scraps on the end, little fuzzies, and you don't like them, just grab a piece of sandpaper and sand it off. But these are gonna go on the back of my boards, so I am really not worried if these are sanded at all. Next thing I wanna do is I wanna place them where they're going to go, and I'm going to grab a marker. Now, I am going to have to drill holes in these before I nail them in. If you do not drill what's called pilot holes in there, as you are nailing it, there's a tendency for it to break. So I'm going to figure out where I want these to go. It would be best if I had, depending upon how wide your boards are and how many boards you have. I have 3 boards. I'm going to place 2 nails for each board area. So if I'm going to go one there, one there, one there, one there, one here, one here. Do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna have to drill 6 holes on each of the little wooden strips. All right. Now that I have these marked out, I'm gonna push my boards off to the side, and I'm gonna grab a scrap board to drill into. I do not want to drill into the table, so please grab a scrap board to drill into. They are located underneath the safety glasses in a big bucket or a big box underneath there. So for drilling, all right, I'm gonna place my pieces down on here. I'm going to go up to the front on the cart. Inside of that cart, there's going to be a couple different little baskets that have all kinds of supplies that we are going to use. In here, there are 5 drill bits, okay? These drill bits are 3/32 drill bits. If you grab any of the drill bits out of the tool closet right there, those are all way too big. The nail is just gonna go right through it, so we don't want that. So you're gonna grab the tiny drill bit, you're going to place it inside of the chuck on a cordless drill. Now you can have a corded drill, that just means that you have to get an extension cord and plug it in, all right? I wanna make sure that it's going clockwise. To do that, pull the little trigger, make sure it's going to the right or clockwise. If not, there is a little button underneath here that you can push. So I'm simply going to just drill a hole in all of these, all the way through. Now this doesn't have to be pretty. Just gonna push through, pull back up. Push through, pull back up. Do that for all of your holes. All right, flip this side around. If you push too hard, because this is a smaller drill bit, there's a possibility that you could break it. So let the drill bit do the work. Just put a little bit of pressure on there, not a lot. And if you break the drill bit, it's not the end of the world. Bring it up to the teacher, all right, so we can replace it. All right, now have all my little holes drilled. Then set that off to the side, along with bring my boards back. All right, and again, I'm gonna set these where I want them, making sure that my holes aren't gonna be in where the grooves are, where I want my pieces to come together. So I have everything exactly the way I want it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab some wood glue out of one of the containers, all right? When you use this, you have to work quick. So if it's closer to the end of class, don't do it. Wait until the next class, because you want to put the glue on and then the nails in, all right? If you put the glue on and forget to put the nails in, your boards are gonna shift as you put them in your locker. So you're just going to take the glue, and on one side, you're just gonna put a thin little strip of glue, on here, I'm going to set it down. All right, I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. You don't need a ton, just enough that it's going to help it stay in place. All right, making sure none of the holes that I drilled in my little strips are in the cracks. Now I'm going to go ahead and again in one of the containers there is going to be the nails that we need. So you're simply just going to take your nails, whoops, spilled them, all right, and place them in the holes. I like to get everything set up because I feel it's just easier. This way hopefully things don't shift around on me. Then you're going to use a hammer to pound these down into the part of the back side of the pallet sign. One more. There we go. So hammers are also located right side of the large tool closet. You can use either type of hammer. Okay, we have a ball peen hammer and we have a claw hammer. If you use the claw hammer and your nail accidentally goes crooked, you can use the back side of this to peel it back out like this. All right, so I simply just come over here and I'm going to start to tap it in there, and then go ahead and pound it down the rest of the way. Watch out for your fingers. That one went crooked. You can go ahead and you can use the claw to take it out. All right, for the purpose of this video, I'll just keep going. All right, go ahead. Moved a little bit. Almost done. Make sure that your edges were lined up, and voila. You're not going to see the back. All you're going to end up seeing is the front. We want to let this set and dry overnight. When you let it dry, you want to have it face down so all the boards stay level, okay? So again, I'm just going to re-tap these, make sure everything is flat. Okay. Now, you can keep this in your locker face down, but if there are multiple inside of the locker, there is a gray shelf in the back room that you can go ahead and set this up. If you have any questions, make sure to ask.